Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Life Coach Office open call for August 2019. Okay, so we have now completely rounded out more than half the year. We're 8 months into the year. Can you believe that? Yeah, this is the Life Coach Office open call. And as you know, Life Coach Office is where we help coach change makers bring their best work to the world. Our parent company is Universal Coaching Systems, and we do all kinds of things to help coaches every day just be spectacular coaches and to really help people make change. So today, again, it's August. I can't believe that we've done 8 of these calls already this year. We're already at the end of our summer. It's moving so quickly. And believe it or not, I'm a little bit frustrated because I haven't gone to the beach as much as I would have liked to. But that's about to change. I'm going to make the best use of the last few weeks of summer we have here in New Jersey. Today, I have 4 specific things that I want to discuss with you. 3 are definitely things that came across several times over the LCO support ticket line in the past 30 days. So I figure if a few people needed that information, there's probably many more. So we will go ahead and we're going to get started. Now, if you are live on the call, please, if you have any questions at all, just go to the chat room, send out your question. As soon as I see the flag for it, I'll run over there and take a look and answer your question as quickly as I possibly can. All right, so I'm going to start by a question that I receive often enough about the classroom. So we're just going to go ahead over there. What happens in the classroom is that many times people get a little bit confused between modules and lessons. So, although I have covered this before, I think that when people have questions, I need to just keep doing it over and over again until I'm sure that most people are comfortable. So modules versus lessons. So I want you to think of a book, all right? In a book, any book, there are going to be chapters, right? But within a chapter, there's different subject matter. Basically, each paragraph could be another subject matter. Your modules are the actual chapters, and your lessons are the subject matter. So let's just go down to, I think the Pathfinders course might be set up completely. As you all know, this is our training module. And so let's take a look at the Pathfinders course. And in the Pathfinders course, as you can see, these are the modules. There's an introduction, values, beliefs, goals, skills. These are all modules or topics that we are going to have, chapters in a book, right? The Pathfinders course for that particular course. When you click on values, you'll see lesson 1 there. When you click on beliefs, there's a few different lessons. You see that? The perfect path, beliefs are essential, why beliefs are important. Okay. So the difference between modules and lessons. Your lessons are something that you create, that you make a part of this particular chapter in your book or in your program, but that lesson can be used anywhere once you create it. What do I mean by that? So it's in the Pathfinders course, but I could take the lesson on beliefs, beliefs are essential, and I can put it in a whole other classroom. Because once you create a lesson, it's available anywhere. So I'm going to take life strategies as the program, okay? And this is why beliefs are important, but I want to get another lesson in there. So I'm just going to click on new lesson. And what happens when you scroll down, all of the courses are there. Hold on, I just want to get to it. And then within the course, I'm sorry, I just have to move that. Okay. All of the lessons will come up. Okay. Beliefs. Okay. And then that's going to go into that area. You can just pull up the lesson that you want. And you can use it over and over again. What I like about that is that I could take something like the Pathfinders course. I didn't save it because I didn't want to do that. What I wanted to show you how to get in there. What I like about the Pathfinders course, and this is like any course, right, is that so if Pathfinders is your big thing, if this is your big program that you teach, you could take this and you can create each one of these as a separate course. So your introduction could be a course, just an introduction. Maybe it's something that you offer for free to everyone, right? But you could take values and you could separate that out and make it a course, beliefs a course. You could have 1, 2, 3, 4 different courses within this that you sell separately, or you can sell the Pathfinders course together. Or maybe your beliefs and your values can make up one course along with maybe another topic for something else. Maybe it's not Pathfinders, maybe it's something with a mastermind. Maybe it's something on being your best self. Maybe it's 90 days to a new you, right? You get what I'm saying? So you can use the information over and over and over and over again. That is the difference between modules and lessons. Your modules are specific to that particular course. I can't take this module, like the whole values module, and just use it over and over and over again. I have to recreate it, okay, in another classroom. All right. Hold on a second. Module 1. Okay, great. All right, I wanted to make sure that I told you everything that I needed to tell you about modules. So just want to check out and see if anyone has any questions about that. I'm going to actually go in and go into my, I'll go into my welcome. So if this is my welcome, okay. Welcome from your coach, a motivational video, how coaching works, managing your thoughts, test lesson. These are all lessons. You see how that just falls differently? I'm going to create a module so that you can understand what I mean. That says begin here. This is a module, all right? I want all my clients to be able to see it. I'm going to click submit. Now, right now I'm creating the module, but there's not anything in it, okay? All right, so there's my module. These are all of the lessons, okay? I can definitely take this. I usually do this wrong, so bear with me in a moment. And I want to put it in begin here. Let's see. Hold on. I'm in the wrong thing here. Welcome from your coach. Begin here. There's no lesson. Want to edit that. Doing it the wrong way. I'm sorry, I don't know it by heart all the time because I don't do it all the time. And I need to, here, I'm going to go into welcome from your coach. I want to see what this looks like for a minute. Okay, this is the lesson test, the lessons file. Okay, this is what I want. If it will let me, there you go. Okay, so I'm now, I hope you can understand this. I'm in the welcome, okay? This is the actual lesson and I'm editing the lesson. This is the video that goes with that lesson, all right? These are the courses that have this particular lesson. Remember I said that you can use a lesson over and over again. This particular lesson, a welcome from your coach, it exists in the welcome and it exists in the client mastermind. I'm going to click on the welcome, and now you see the module, okay? This is the module that exists. If there were more than one module, like begin here, part 2, part 3, that would all fall right here, and I'm just going to move that. And then I'm going to click save, leaving everything else the same. What's going to happen, it's going to move that lesson into that module. Okay, so I'm here at the welcome. You see, it starts here with the motivational video. There's now 4 instead of 5 lessons. And when I click begin here, welcome from your coach is there. Okay, it really is simple. Once you learn the language of the system, it's really like It's very, very easy. And if you've been using the system for a while, you're going to know without a doubt that if you're using the system for a while, things are repetitive on how the system actually speaks to you. Okay, sorry. In my book, what did I want to teach you next? You know what? Let me give you an example that drives this home. Okay. If I were a coach that was teaching people, say I'm a job coach and I'm teaching people how to find a job, right? So maybe my module would be first the job search. The second module might be building your resume. The third module might be all about the interviewing process. Okay. Well, in module 1, which is about your job search, maybe lessons in that would be, using social media properly. It might be knowing how to network. It might be how to utilize your local unemployment office, to find work. Those could be lessons underneath your job search. Okay. But your job search is the module or the chapter or the subject that we're talking about. Okay. All right. All right. So question number 2. So this is something that I get frequently enough as a great question. And it is it necessary to create groups for your clients? So I do have some coaches that they don't necessarily have a lot of different programs. So they teach maybe just one particular program, so they don't create groups for their clients. And they want to know, why should they actually create groups? Well, here's the reason why. To me, one of the biggest things is that it helps you to control your content in your classroom and in your library. Maybe right now you are coaching everyone on the same thing, but you really, as a coach, you want to think ahead, think a year ahead, 2 years ahead, something like that. What happens when you start expanding and teaching a little bit more? You're going to eventually have to start creating groups out of your people and giving access to certain content based on how they're coaching with you. So if you're, again, I'm going to use the topic of a job coach. And if you are a job coach and I'm working with you, and today you have a whole program that you're working on, 6 months from now, 8 months from now, I may not need that whole program, but maybe you're launching a new program about how to excel in the job that you already have. If you have not created a group, now you have to go backward and do the work. So my thing is create the groups now so that you don't have to do as much work later. Now, let me explain to you because this is something that people really need to understand about groups in Life Coach Office. When we say a group in Life Coach Office, typically what we mean is a body of information that is being shared amongst many people. These people may not ever know each other. They may not be coaching collectively as a group. They may, somebody might be coaching with this body of information today, someone else 3 months from now, someone else did it last year, but we're still all a part of that same group. It means that we are grouped together so that we can have access to this information. It's usually a program that you're teaching. So even if right now you are teaching only one program, go ahead and make one group for that program, because later on there might be 6 of the 20 people that you are coaching that are going to want access to that new information later. And you want to be able to communicate with them effectively. Here's what else, the other reason why you want that. When you go to mass email, okay, you may only want to send out an email to people that are coaching with you on a particular content. Again, if you have only one group of people and you don't have any kind of group, you're going to be sending your mass email to everyone. Let me show you. So here are your options. Send to groups, certain groups of people, or send to all contacts, all clients. So you may want to separate your groups even by the month or by the quarter, because maybe the information that you want to give to people that are coaching with you, in the fall, right? So September, October, November, maybe you only want to contact those people. Maybe you don't want to contact anyone that you've been dealing with the other half of the year because the information doesn't pertain to them. It's one thing if you're sending a newsletter, but if you want to send out information using LCO that is specific to the program that you're putting out in September, October, November, you don't want to click all clients. And if you don't have any groups listed here, how are you going to contact those people, with the exception of using an email outside of LCO? And what we want, right, is to use LCO as much as possible. You want LCO to be the go-to for your client for all of your coaching with them, and for yourself, because you want to be able to coach anywhere on the go and have all of your information contained in a space that is secure. Okay? All right. So groups help you to control your content and access to that content. So not just your classroom, but also your library. So if you're using your library, you have the ability to offer folders, content in folders, and you can choose who gets that information, right? So this here, the coach folder and my coaching documents, these are specific to me. These are the things that I want to have access to at all times. This is where all my clients are going. I put it as number 1 just so I can find it easily. These are loose documents that are in there because I just like to show you the different types of documents that are able to be held inside your library, right? Your MP3s, your PDFs, your Word documents, your pictures, I'm sorry, your MP4s. And then these are folders. And within your folders, you have different people being able to have access to it. All I did was right click and then click edit. And then here are the groups. It could be only the coach can view, because maybe you're not ready, or maybe you're only given limited access for a certain number of days. It could be all clients if you want. Maybe you only want these certain groups to have access to this. Again, though, if you have not created any groups, then everyone is going to gain access, or no one is going to gain access. So completely up to you. Okay. Third question. First of all, before I move on, any questions about that, please go ahead and just type it in the chat. And I'm going to prepare to move to our third question. Okay. So periodically, coaches have clients that have issues logging in. Sometimes they've forgotten, oftentimes they've forgotten their own login. Sometimes this happens because the coach will create a login for them. For whatever reason, and then they forget it, or they create a login and they didn't write it down, whatever the case might be. Maybe they mistyped it, and then they go in, and sometimes what happens is that they are disabled because they have tried to log in too many times. And so by the time they try to reset their password, they've tried way too many times to log in, and so the system will automatically disable them just to protect their content, okay? So when this happens, usually they will click on the LCO support button here, and I get an email saying, hey, I can't log in. And what will happen is that I will get them logged in. But what happens if they contact you directly, right? You need to know what to look for and how to help them. So I'm going to help you do that. All right, so this is your portal, okay? You're going to click on your clients. So your client has contacted you and said, hey, help me out. I'm not able to log in. I've forgotten my password, whatever. And we're going to go to Daphne here, and we're going to say Daphne forgot her information. Well, you're going to go to the account settings, and maybe the first thing you want to do is see whether or not her access is enabled. So go to System Access, and when you scroll down right here, it's either going to say active or disabled. If she has logged in too many times, it's going to say disabled. All you have to do is click that, and it'll go to active, and then submit. Okay, that's the first thing you want to do, is that you want to make sure that she's active. All right, now after that, I usually go ahead and I will change the password, because a lot of times the issue is that what they think the password is and what it is are two different things. So instead of going backward, I'm just going to go to clients so that you can see again how to do this. We're going to pull up Daphne, because now what I want to do is I want to change her password. I'm still going to go to account settings, but now I'm going to go to username and password. And I'm just going to click edit. And I am going to type in a new password, confirm that password. I'm not going to do it. All right. And then I'm going to click submit. Okay. Once you click submit, that means that that password has taken, and you can now just send her the password. I believe, if I'm correct, that she will receive an email saying that you've just changed your password, but you need to email her the new password now. Okay, so that's how you do that. You have to go in, make sure that she's active, and then go in and change the email. So I want to do this one more time just to show you the path. Okay, all right, you click your client. Let's choose a different client. I'm going to go to Maria. And then it's account settings. And then from account settings, you decide what to do. Typically, if I'm checking first, I'm going to go to system access, make sure that she's not disabled. If she is, I'm going to make her active. And then you can go to username and password and click edit, and you can change the password. Click submit, and that password will be locked in. Very, very easy. Okay. Last but not least is getting people to use Life Coach Office. This came in a few months ago, and you probably, if you're a part of the Life Coach Office community, you did see that we did put a post out there about how to get your folks more actively engaged in Life Coach Office. I definitely had people contact me saying, yeah, that's true. I do have difficulty getting my people to participate in using Life Coach Office. And so I wanted to address that today on the call. So the first thing, to me, as a coach, if you want your people to use Life Coach Office, you have to use Life Coach Office, all right? And that means that you need to communicate using Life Coach Office, give them a reason to go inside. You need to go into the classroom. You need to update things in the classroom, add video, add content, right? You have to utilize the coaching journal. So every time you submit, send a meeting out to them, you know that there's that coaching journal. Let me go there for those of you who are not as familiar and watching this specifically in the replay. When you click a new meeting, over here is the coaching journal, okay? Create a coaching journal for the program that you are utilizing if you're utilizing a program with your client, okay? Make that coaching journal work for you, all right? Create the coaching journal, right? Send out that meeting, and this way when they get their reminders to go into the coaching journal, when you're coaching with them, go to the coaching journal and see what they have responded. If they have not responded, then you need to make sure that they understand that you consider them to your client, that they are not prepared for coaching because they haven't gone in and answered the questions. And remind them that when they go in and answer the questions, it helps you become more prepared, and you're not wasting valuable time. Remember, they're paying you for a certain amount of time. If they haven't gone in and answered the questions, you can't come to the call completely prepared for them, and you can't come to the call ready with answers, knowing what their insights were, knowing where they got stuck. You don't know any of that, so you have to have that conversation on the call. That can take up an easy 10 to 15 minutes of their time when you could really be working with them on strategy. So make sure that they understand the importance of doing that, okay? When I say communicate via LCO, it is exactly what I was talking about earlier as far as the mass emails and using that to communicate in LCO and customizing the journal. The other thing that I do that I find that my clients really enjoy. Now, I coach both my groups and my one-on-one clients using Zoom. Now, sometimes my clients, they don't necessarily want to do a Zoom call. They just want to talk on the phone, and that's fine. But I do have some clients that do want to talk via Zoom, and they want to record it. And when they do, I have a personal classroom just for them, and that recorded coaching call goes into the classroom for that client. And this way, they have our call on video that they can go back to over and over again, because maybe they're not a great note taker, right? They want to make sure that they're not missing anything. And I find that my clients that are using this method, their coaching is going much further. They're getting much more bang for their buck. Personally, they're just doing better than some of my other clients are, because they're going back, they're listening again to the Zoom call, watching the Zoom call again, taking their notes effectively, and then they're doing their homework. All right. When I have my group mastermind calls, same thing. I record it on video, and then I will put it into a classroom that only that particular group has access to, and it simply says mastermind video. Okay. And then inside this, there will be a module that says mastermind video. And then I pop all of the videos in there so that they can go back to it over and over and over again. Because, you know, when you're doing a mastermind or when you're doing a group coaching call, a lot of information goes out. You know, there's multiple people on the call, many people talking, and folks can get distracted, especially if it's not their turn to talk, but they can miss something really valuable. Having these calls available to them in the classroom makes a huge difference. And I do find that people do go back to these calls, watch those videos over again, and again, the coaching becomes much more effective. So when you are using this system, it pushes your clients to have to use the system, and it helps you to see the readiness of your client for coaching. Some clients, I feel, are just more ready than others. And those that are more ready, they do the work, they do the homework, they watch the videos again, they go into their journals, they're filling out their information, and they are much more effective in getting things done for themselves. Those that are not, I'm not saying that they're not doing the work, but they're definitely working at a much different pace. Doesn't matter what pace your client is on, make sure that you as the coach are ensuring that they have all the tools that are necessary so that they can move as quickly and as efficiently as they want to. All right, that was all of my topics. Does anyone, I see that there is a question in the chat. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Carol. I'm glad that you're finding it informative. If anyone has any questions, now's the time to go ahead and ask me. For those of you that are on the call live, I am going to ask you to please stay on the line for a moment after I close out the call. This call is going to be posted within the next couple of days on our YouTube channel and also in the Life Coach Office community. And I am going to put it on the Life Coach Office page. Both of those are on Facebook. Okay, any questions at all? No, no questions. Well, this has been a pretty quick call. We're 33 minutes into it, and I've covered everything that I needed to. For those of you who are listening on the replay, please go to the Life Coach Office community, go to our Life Coach Office Facebook page, and let me know what you'd like to see me cover in the next open call, which is going to be the third Tuesday of next month at 2 p.m. Eastern. Until then, this is Kim Horvath signing off for Life Coach Office. And as always, we always say here, happy coaching, everyone. Take care.